All right, Steve, get into character. Wait a minute, you're all right.
Well, you should be starting every show by saying, all right, Steve, please get out of character.
Good morning, glory. Say there, stop that yawning. A brand new day is dawning. Pull up the shade and let the sun come through. Good morning, glory. Spend about an hour underneath a shower and keep on singing like the birdies do.
CPL Radio's Books of the Week is back on the air. This is a very dour, serious show dealing with literature and books and printed things that are literature. And okay, this is a ridiculous show. We are CPL Radio's Books of the Week. Steve Donahue, our resident book critic, is here, surrounded by resident books.
Yeah, this is my little book room. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Now, see here, you put that away. So, what do we do on this show? Well, what we like to do is talk about everything.
You always pose that question. I'm always so glad you're the one who's going to answer it.
It's actually multiple choice, which is fun. That question. Sometimes it's true or false. But today we're going to talk, on this particular episode, we're going to talk about a nonfiction new release. Then we're going to swing on over to the other part of the library, which is the fiction section. And then we're going to swing over to the part of the library where books become projectiles and I throw them at Steve's face. So that's what we do on this show. Steve, what do you have to kick us off with a nonfiction release?
Nonfiction, our title today is a subtitle. Authors out there, publicists out there, publishers, give your book a title. Okay?
That seems basic.
Title. Give your book a title. But let's see. The title of this book this time around is 10 Rules for Raising Your Kids in a High-Tech World. And then there's a semicolon, and then it goes on and on and on. Oh, God. Oh, look at that picture. You know, something that our viewers, as opposed to our podcast listeners, my producer, has just thrown up a corny picture. Find that, as usual, with every episode of Books of the Week that you're seeing, the week that you didn't see, the 6 days prior, has been full of my producer trying to find another star and the star trying to find another producer.
I found one.
He threw up a picture of a little girl with a turkey, with her arm around a turkey, and I want to point out to you that turkeys make wonderful pets. They are actually very intelligent, affectionate birds.
We have a roving bunch that roams southeastern Wisconsin, goes through everyone's backyards, and not just a few, they gaggle together.
Well, I'm not talking about wild turkeys.
No.
Wild turkeys are very different.
Okay.
You don't want to put your arm around
no.
You don't want to do that. But the really plump ones that you're raising so tenderly so you can chop their head off and eat them, they are wonderful. They're actually warm, cuddly people.
Easily domesticated.
Yeah.
So unlike the talent on this show.
And then butcher them. Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah.
Anyway.
What are we going to do about that?
This time around is by Jean Twenge. Twenge. I have no idea how you pronounce it. And she shot to fame over a decade ago with an article that she did for Newsweek about how cell phones are destroying children. How they're destroying them. There's going to be nothing left. I was having a big piled on wonderful breakfast in scenic Cape Cod when I read that article.
Yes.
And she parlayed that article into a book called iGen about the first digitally native generation of young children and what you should be looking for and what you should be guarding against. No. And this new book, 10 Rules for Raising Kids in a High-Tech World, et cetera, is a follow-up, basically a follow-up to that, where she gives you precepts for what to do. Because obviously your children's lives are going to be entwined with technology from a very early age. Probably if you're a parent out there, you've handed your baby a tablet. Probably.
Only if you want to protect your sanity.
Yeah. Well, but if it's a question of protecting your sanity or future general society, which do you choose? Well, that's a chin stroker for the dude bros, isn't it?
Run with that one, kids. Leave your comments down below.
In this book, she talks about the subject that she's been talking. This is her professional career. It's talking about the effect of screens and screen technology on children. And here she lays out a bunch of rules, a bunch of precepts that you can use. For instance, that social time, like family dinner time, should be social. There should be no technology involved. It should be no phones, no screens, no nothing for anybody.
Sure. Yeah.
Or that you, as a parent of a young child, like under the age of 10, should be much more actively monitoring and even restricting the screen time that they actually have already.
Sure. You know, Steve, I have a solution to cut down screen time. Tell your kids they can have their screens, but they can only watch books of the week.
Well,
have we figured something out?
When we're talking about the safety of future society, I'm not sure whether we've gone to the only option that might be worse.
Just a thought. I mean, I'm here for them.
Keep in mind where you're shooting this show from, right?
Yes.
The home of two things: large and serial killers.
Right. We also have some tube testers available for you. In case you have some laying around, you know.
It's a benighted area. We can admit to that. It's a benighted area, which is why so many people either leave or leave fully loaded for bear.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
The one governing criticism that I have of Jean Twenge as a prophet or a diagnostician of the electronic generation is that 15 years ago, she wrote a book making predictions. iGen made predictions.
Those that's trouble.
Not true.
Yeah.
So, silly me.
Never do that.
It seems to me that no matter what line of business you're in, whether it's the singularity is coming, or whether it's the late great planet Earth.
Ah, yes, I remember that one.
The coming ice age.
Yes.
Or whether it's
Chariots of the Gods
coming in 2025.
Right. Oh.
On November 14th, 2025, the world is going to end. It seems to me that no matter what business you're in, if you make a prediction in public and it's wrong, you can go right on collecting your mail. You can go right on, watching your cartoons, but no one should ever take you seriously again.
No.
On any subject whatsoever.
No.
The moral being either don't make public predictions or make right ones.
Yeah.
Make ones that are right.
That's tough.
Is it
to make right prognostication?
A whole bunch of people stretched out their legs here at Hyde Cottage for wine and calzones in 2015 so that they could have a nice, comfortable, liberal laugh about this joke, Donald Trump. And what did they hear? He is certainly going to win. And what did they say? Oh, come on, dude. Come on.
I'm glad you're talking about predictions and prognostications. We have a restaurant chain here in southeast Wisconsin called George Webb's, and they predicted the Brewers would win 12 games in a row, and then they would give people free burgers. And look what happened last week.
Yeah, well, also it helps if the prediction is about something that anybody cares about.
Oh. Well,
kind of rules out Wisconsin.
She cared.
Imagine doing up your hair for your police book.
I suspect she was yanked out of her house as she was just preparing for the day, Steve. I don't know if that was targeted.
But to wrench books of the week back to books of the week.
Yes, of course.
Good. 10 rules for raising kids in a high-tech world, semicolon, and then I go on. That book is full of good advice.
Sure. Good. Okay.
It's full of good advice, not just for kids. Any adult should follow all of the advice that is in this book.
Yeah.
The problem isn't the advice. The problem is whether or not, as an adult, you're going to do it. And of course, you're not, because self-control is an alien concept in the 21st century. No one knows how to control themselves. No one even knows what that means.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be controlled, I will be controlled by an algorithm or by the state. But I'm not going to. It's not even an option. I can't control myself. You can, but until you do that, this advice for an adult is going to go out the window. And the same reason is going to be true if this advice is aimed at parents, as it is in this book.
Yeah.
If you are not willing to enforce your rules with your children, well, then it doesn't matter what the rules are.
Right.
They're going to make their own rules. And if you want to be their friend instead of their parent, or if you're afraid of their independently financed legal team, Oh, then it doesn't matter what advice you have. If you're not raising your child, then all the best advice in the world doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's one objection that I have to this book, is that it lives in a chicken little world in which parents have any control over their children at all. But actually, after the age of 7, that isn't true. It could be.
Yeah.
Could be true.
Oh, sure.
Law says you have control over your children until then. But what have we heard? From, let's face it, the demonized liberal media as well as the fascist right media.
Yeah.
What have we heard? That imposing strict control on your children is horrible.
Yeah.
That it makes you a child, that it's child abuse.
Abuse, right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's objection number 1 that I have to this book, is that if you're not going to walk the walk, what difference does the talk make?
Yeah.
And objection number 2 is that when it comes to your 8-year-old kids, you have a lot bigger worries than screen time. A lot bigger worries. They are drug addicts. They are actually drug addicts. They are vaping all day long when they're not around you. They have substantial, crippling drug addictions.
Ooh. I just watched someone go through a vape cold turkey thing. That wasn't fun. That wasn't fun for them.
No,
oh, that was bad.
Somebody ought to film that, because the vape manufacturers, all of whom are underwritten now by Big Tobacco, say this is easy. We've taken all the bad stuff out of this, so there's no trouble, there's no real health deficit, and of course there'll be no withdrawal. No, it's the same murderous, I would like to kill my grandmother withdrawal as every other drug. It's just a drug addiction. And if you have an 8-year-old kid, I guarantee you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, they are addicted to vaping. At the very least, addicted to vaping.
Listen for the click. Listen for the click.
And you also don't have to listen for the click, because there are all kinds of black market zins.
Oh,
just out of their mouth the whole time. You're going to do an oral search of them like they were Heinrich Himmler?
Oh no!
Well, you have much bigger problems with your kids. When you sit down for that, okay, honey, we're going to put our cell phone away. We're all going to sit and have a lovely family meeting. Your kids are high as a kite.
Yeah.
When that's happening.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And a book like this, it's good.
It's quaint. It's a quaint book.
It's quaint. Yeah. Not addressing the elephant in the room. Your children are out of control, wild animals, and you don't know anything about that. And why? You don't know anything about it because you refuse to look.
Yeah.
Parents are the ultimate ostriches with head in their sand. They refuse to look. They don't want to know.
Our children are our mirrors, and sometimes that's the last thing you want as a parent.
They don't want to know the worst stuff. And screen time, since the adults themselves are addicted to screens and they still manage to pay their taxes and go to jobs. And also, all of Jean Twenge's predictions in iGen were all wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
these kids aren't shambling around zombies. They're still able to engage. They're still able to read. They're still able to write.
In many ways, better than their parents.
It is a problem. Definitely. Don't get me wrong. It is definitely a problem that no one under the age of 20 knows how to concentrate. They don't even know what that word means.
Yeah.
That is a problem. Definitely. If you don't think it's a problem, wait until you're wheeled into surgery by a surgeon who is 25 years old. He's just finished his residency and he can't concentrate on anything for more than 3 minutes at a time.
Are you saying my surgeon is checking TikTok?
Not your kind of surgeon, baby. I mean, I guess we all wish you success in the end, but we're not talking about your kind of surgeon. Okay?
Oh no! Oh my gosh! My surgeon is in.
Yeah, it looks something like that. No, the thing that parents don't want to look at. I mean, 10 rules for raising your kids in a high-tech world, semicolon, then I'll let me go on. That give your book a title. So they can be bashed on Cedarburg Public Library. The thing about the book, it's full of good advice. But why bother to give advice?
So it seems like too little, too late is what I'm hearing from you.
Your children, your 8-year-old, your 11-year-old, especially your 13-year-old, are addicted to drugs. And in addition to that, have you checked the websites they're going to? Do you know what a groiper is? I don't think you do. And it's only willful. It's willful ignorance. The reason you don't know what that is because you don't want to know what that is.
Yeah.
Because you're afraid of finding your child on those chat boards.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it will be available here at the Cedarburg Public Library.
And so there you go. Yes.
You've been scolded.
It will be available at Cedarburg Public Library. And you should read it. Absolutely. But you should look at this book as a prelude to your to fixing your, let's face it,
Yeah.
lapsed parenthood.
Yeah.
You
Call
should
to action.
use it as a prelude to that, not as the final solution. Oh, I got the phones
Wait a
off the table at supper. Yay. Yay.
Little victories, little victories.
Yeah. While your 15-year-old is spending 12 hours a day in chat rooms talking about reviving Rhodesia, if you know what I mean. And you probably don't, because you're willfully ignorant of these chat groups. But believe me, your kid isn't.
I have 2 things to Google after the show now.
Your kid is a roadie bro.
Oh dear, oh dear.
You don't even know what that means. Well, they do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They do know what that means.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. You know, when I was a teenager, and I was one once, my big rebellion was I was a big John Waters fan, a filmmaker, and he introduced me to all sorts of things. It just seemed like, because I was hearing all sorts of new names for things, which Mr. Waters had plumbed the back alleys to learn about and then make a movie about. And it sounds to me like these terms you're using are probably akin to that. And my parents were horrified.
Yes, but at least they knew.
Yeah.
The key to 21st century parenting is I don't want to know.
Yeah.
If I don't know about it, then I'm not faulty. I'm not guilty. And you are.
Yeah.
You are absolutely guilty.
That won't work. That won't work. Well, I'll tell you.
You have a 10-year-old boy. He has been exposed to this.
Yeah.
Whether or not he's participated in it, he's been exposed to it.
Oh boy.
You have a 13-year-old boy, just to be edgy, just to break the rules, he has certainly engaged in chat groups saying that women should be chattel slaves.
You know what? Bring it all down, I say. Bring the internet down. Wait a minute. We can't do that because then there'd be no more books of the week. Wait a minute. Before we get into real trouble here, we're going to move on to the fiction section of this.
I wonder how many people, not to stereotype Wisconsin as a state where the general IQ is low. I wouldn't mean to do that, but I wonder how many of those tombstones are all throughout Cedarburg cemeteries with your name here still on them. I wonder how many.
And they were charged handsomely for it, I promise you. So there we are. Fiction, Steve. Fiction. What are we talking about this week?
Fiction.
Please.
The thing I want to stress about fiction, our fiction pick today is The Widow by John Grisham.
Oh, him again.
And the thing I want to stress is that we are not snobs on Cedarburg Public Library.
No.
How
could we be?
Well, yes, we could. We have way too much to live down.
I mean,
here we talk about the books you're going to find at the library.
Yes. Multiple copies.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with us talking about Daniel Steele. There's nothing wrong with us talking about John Grisham. These people have active readers.
We want you to read.
And in oftentimes when we bring up these authors who in other book discussion podcasts are the butt of jokes and only that,
yes,
oftentimes they end up a recommend, and this is a recommend as well.
Oh, fantastic. We haven't been nice to him on this show.
Not always. No, we are not nice to authors when they don't deserve it.
We're
exactly
nice
when they do deserve it.
Yes.
I would be nice to my producer if he ever deserved it. I shouldn't say that, Pookie. Oh, Bubula. I shouldn't say that because at least your background has been improved.
Yes, I thought you'd appreciate me floating in white space. You know, I'm glad to hear you say that because I noticed today that you and I are truly the twin allurements.
Our book today, our novel is The Widow by John Grisham. None of you need an introduction to him. This is a novel that is a change of pace for him. He's done this a few times. He did it in Playing for Pizza. He did it with the boy detective novels that he did.
Right.
Theodore Boone.
Yeah, Boone. Boone.
He does this from time to time. He is sitting on a pile of money that will outlast all of his progeny. So he can definitely experiment if he wants to. And this is a story about a small town Virginia lawyer named Simon Latch, who is very similar to John Grisham himself, who lives in small town Virginia. And he is not a very good lawyer. He has, as all Grisham male characters do, he has untapped potential. Mm-hmm. Largely not great, largely because circumstances haven't broken in a way that would let him be great. Think all the way back to Mitch McDeere. Yeah, the firm, who by all in a normal world, if he had no ethics, would be just an ordinary lawyer.
Sure.
At Bentini, Lack, and Lambert, but instead he does have ethics, and suddenly he finds out what he's made of.
For sure, yeah. Jake Brigance.
He likes that. He likes that in his books. He likes his characters, his male characters, to find out what they're made of.
Mm-hmm.
when life hasn't given them all the opportunities that they think they deserve. No wonder these books are popular.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
He is a lawyer. He is not doing all that great. He has a practice that keeps bread on the table, but only barely that. When in walks a client, the classic legal thriller beginning. In walks a client. Her name is Eleanor Barnett, and she needs a new will. Absolutely ordinary character, an absolutely ordinary woman, but she needs a new will. And why? Because her late husband has left her a fortune. Unbeknownst to, she wasn't expecting it. She suddenly has money to dispose of. She has an estate to dispose of.
Very good.
But all she wants out of Simon Latch is paperwork.
Sure.
She wants a new will, and surely he can draw that up. It's an interesting story, but it's not going to raise his profile at all. Except soon after that, she's struck by a car and sent to the hospital.
Okay.
And then, not to spoil the book, someone dies. And when that someone dies, anyone, not just his enemies, Simon Latch doesn't have enemies except maybe his wife. Anyone, when that person dies, anyone in the world would say, well, looking at this situation, it's pretty obvious who killed her. And it's you, Simon Latch, her lawyer. Anyone would look at that. Sure. He's the first person to see that.
Yeah.
That, oh my God. It's the same kind of horrible, skin prickling realization that I would have if you were found dead. It would be, well, you're 1,000 miles away and it's a different jurisdiction, but surely they're not gonna need long.
He's trying so hard to figure out how to get me face down in Cedar Creek. It's been going on for a long time.
Well, maybe face down in Cedar Creek would be a little healthier for you than face down in the lunch special at Chuck E. Cheese.
Free burgers last week. I tell you, it was a wonderful, wonderful time for all.
The one thing guaranteed to get Wisconsinites to the lineup. Not voting to fight fascism.
No.
Free burgers? Sorry.
You may have just figured out the next election, actually.
So what we've got with this setup, believe it, as you know, if you've paid attention, and I don't believe any of our listeners are still with us.
We hope for the best, expect the worst.
What you've got here is not the setup for a courtroom drama. It's the setup for a murder mystery.
Murder mystery, yeah, exactly. Oh, nice. Oh, very good.
And it works really well.
Excellent.
It works really well. John Grisham must have read a lot of murder mysteries.
Yeah.
There are two things that murder mystery writers stumble on when they're doing it, when they're first starting it, even when some of them have made a career out of it.
Sure.
There are two things that you stumble on. One is convincing red herrings. You have got to have your readers completely certain that they know who did it and be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other thing is that you've got to have laid out the murder. It's not just the red herrings. You've also got to make it so that if your readers had been paying attention and ignoring the red herrings, they would get murder. And the red herrings can't be obviously red herrings, and the solution can't be obvious. And you've got to do both really convincing.
It's quite a high wire act, yeah.
It's not, if you there are all sorts of other things. You've got to have convincing secondary characters.
Yeah.
You've got to have a subplot that actually adds tension to the main plot, all sorts of stuff like that we don't need to get into. But you've got to do those two things first.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be writing the kind of mystery where your patrons are going to come back to your desk and tell you, I saw the ending a mile away.
Yeah.
And you might still read a murder mystery like that, but it's not as enjoyable as one that
won't be satisfying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Grisham manages to do a pretty good job of both of those.
That's pretty great.
It's actually the secondary stuff. Convincing secondary characters, no.
Oh.
A subplot that is genuinely not connected to the main plot but throws tension on the main plot, no. I mean, let's not ask too much of the guy, right? He's only written 60 books.
Book critics are so prickly.
These titans of American literature. I wouldn't mind that in the 20th century, the titans of French literature were largely dumb and deplorable, but at least they'd learned their craft.
Yeah.
What is it about Americans, titans of literature, that they don't learn how to get better at?
That's a really interesting question, actually, and I don't know if we have time for it today, but I do like the idea that,
Mary Clark, Stephen King, Daniel Steele, Tom Clancy, John Grisham. What is it? What's going on with these people?
Is it because they don't need to, or because they don't want to?
They don't need to.
They don't
I
need
think
to.
It's that, in early on, you get that bestseller or you get a Hollywood deal.
Sure.
and suddenly you don't need to do anymore. You don't need, not only do you not need to learn more about your craft, but you're being told by everyone around you that you're the master.
That you're a master genius. Yeah, exactly. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for them because I would think that would be an empty life.
But I should frame it in the context of the fact that the widow actually does work.
Yeah.
It doesn't have all of its wheels down, in fact.
Yeah.
But I finished this book, and my first thought was, please don't go back to courtroom thrillers.
Yeah.
Write another murder mystery.
That'd be hard for him.
Maybe break with your brand completely. Test
Yeah.
how loyal your audience is. There's no reason why Simon Latch has to be a lawyer.
Sure.
There's no reason at all. Why isn't he, a relative of Eleanor Barnett?
Absolutely. Yeah. Very nice. So a recommend for a John Grisham book this week.
I don't know. How is it? Is it at the library?
No, we jumped on this early. I actually checked last night. It doesn't become available to we proles until October. So
By we proles, you mean everyone in Wisconsin?
Maybe everyone in this room.
Oh no. No.
Well.
Oh, well, that was a mistake on my part then. My apologies to our 2 remaining viewers. I did not know that this was not out yet.
Yeah, maybe they pushed it back or something.
Now that you know, put in your requests at the library.
Well, that's just it. I'm sure it is in our catalog, and the requests, I'm sure, are spinning.
This will be a test of the reach of Cedarburg Public Library's Books of the Week. I want all of you patrons out there of the Cedarburg Public Library in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, to go into the library and do 2 things.
Yes.
I want you to walk up to Jeff at the info desk and say, I want to reserve a copy of The Widow. And when he says, okay, I got your name down, I want you to say, thank you very much, and then turn and then stop, half turn, and say, oh, and by the way, you're fired.
Jeff's waiting for you up there. He's just hanging out anytime.
We'll test the reach of this show. I want you to do those 2 things. Go in and reserve a copy of The Widow and fire Jeff.
Bring it.
Reserving a copy of The Widow will guarantee you a very good reading experience in October, and firing Jeff, let me tell you, it clears the sinuses like nothing you've ever seen. It's good for you.
I've seen the spring in Steve's step after he fires me. It's very charming.
Can you imagine what your supervisor would say if she happened to be nearby and heard the patrons firing you willy-nilly? What's going on here?
She's like, they're saying what I'm thinking. Oh my goodness gracious! To defend myself, to deflect against these brutal attacks, I'm going to throw books back at Steve.
What will happen if somebody goes in and does those 2 things? I want to reserve a copy of the Widow. Also, you're fired.
I'd actually be so happy. I would see it as a massive win, of course, in this twisted, topsy-turvy, upside-down world.
Have you ever had anybody come into the library knowing you only from the show?
No, only from the show. No. However, I have people from various parts of the globe reaching out to me somewhat regularly. So there's that.
Have you ever had anybody from Wisconsin come in and notice you? Because Wisconsin has never advanced its technology beyond the radio with the knobs. Maybe it's time Wisconsin invested in doing that.
I'm convinced my parents might actually not even recognize me anymore. So it's getting strange out here.
Well, that's legal. That's not cultural. That's legal.
But Mom, I put the phone down during dinner. Notice me.
I know. Oh God! Don't get me back on Gene Twangy.
Instead, I'll get you on Anna Mitchell, and they will tell you the world is yours. And then he gets his revenge. I deflated him.
It's bad.
It's got flowers.
Yeah, it's dumb. Don't bother reading it. Just cross it off your list.
158.1 M67T for those of you looking for it on the shelves. Oh, let's do a little fiction to palate cleanse that. I don't think anything good can come out of that little bit. The man lost color in his face on that one. Let's not do that. And I'm giving you a second chance, Steve. A second chance at Sunshine Inn from Amy Clipston.
This was very good.
Oh, wonderful.
It was it's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's cozy fiction.
Yeah.
It's vacation fiction, so you only have a little bit of time left to legitimately enjoy it.
Right.
You're going to see pretty funny taking this book out of the library during Wisconsin's 7 months of unrelenting winter. So it's better to do it now.
Chance. Yes.
But it's quite touching. It
Nice.
has a little bit of pat ending. These books tend to have a little bit of a pat ending.
Yeah.
The two people that you want to smooth out the differences and get together at the end do.
Yeah.
There's also a pat subplot. There's one person who just can't get anything to go right in a subplot, and you know early on that this author's not going to disappoint you. It's comfort reading.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. When it's well done, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. No, we as Steve said, we will embrace that. I don't know how comfortable this one's going to be. I had to buy it. It was on my list.
You don't have to buy it.
It literally was like I brained him with this. It's like a hockey game at this point.
You don't have to buy anything.
Well, that's not exactly true. You worked at Barnes and Noble. You would have like, can you imagine Barnes and Noble saying, no Baldacci anymore?
Barnes and Noble had a bottom line.
That's true.
You're a publicly funded institution. The public will do whatever you tell them to do. Whatever slop you put in their bucket.
Boy, this is 2025, Steve. Here it is. The Sisters. It's a chunker.
It's a chunker and it stinks. It stinks.
Yeah.
Probably its most offensive thing is its dumb, pedestrian, look at me, ma prose.
Oh.
Of course, there's no plot. And of course, there's a botched ending. Of course, that. In 2025, we've all just accepted that there'll be no plot, there'll be a botched ending. But we shouldn't accept those things.
No.
That's what we pay novelists for.
Exactly.
Tell stories that don't have a botched plot and an abandoned ending. But in addition to that, God almighty.
So
Actually, no, off the top of my head, I don't remember. I don't think I ever saw a physical copy of this book. So you can confirm my guess. Flip to the back and confirm for me, not that the author went to an MFA program, but which one they went to.
Let's see here. Well, he's got a fellowship from the New York Public Library, the Cullman Fellowship. And his work has been, they don't get into his background at all on this flap.
They don't mention his education at all.
No, he was a finalist for a few things, and apparently looks like he wrote a screenplay at one point, some kind of script or something. Best script.
He wrote a screenplay.
Obie
Definitely.
Award. Yeah. Invasion, it's called, with an exclamation point. Sounds like a Samuel Fuller movie. So
that may be in response to me. I have been excoriating the mainstream publishing industry in the United States for years about the fact that you need a wispy MFA in order to get even considered. They may be leaving mention of those off dust jackets so that I won't excoriate them. This book is a perfect example of the kind of hothouse bad fiction that is only encouraged to grow in an MFA program.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, so Jonas
patrons out there, it is a waste of your time. It is a waste of your time.
Did Oprah put her stamp on this? Because I don't know why the holds are going up so fast. Someone did something. That's why I bought it. I did not.
This is why Cedarburg Public Library Books of the Week is a cool counterculture program. Because it's only here that you are going to have a nationally and internationally published book critic say that The Widow by John Grisham is infinitely more worth your time
right.
than this stupid pick of the week that is going to wait. You don't have any time. In about 5 minutes, you're going to be dead. You don't have time to waste on these things. You're not going to like it. You're virtue reading it. You're going to drag yourself through it to say you read it.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Cool counterculture and the best meat mold on the internet.
Meat mold.
It's called meat mold.
They mean the right kind of mold, right? Not MOULD.
Yes. Well, one begets the other, Steve.
About that just yesterday afternoon. A week ago, I had a guest here. We had a whole bunch of food that we ordered in, and I left. There was a whole bunch of leftovers.
Sure.
And yesterday, I thought, I should look at those leftovers. And one of them was this kind of meat calzone that had fuzz growing all over it. And I looked at it and thought, you know, they don't know what they're missing.
You didn't.
I looked at it and thought, these queasy humans, they don't know what they're missing.
I guess there's gut health you'll get out of that or something. I don't know. Probiotics. I'm not sure, but you look hale today, so I guess it's all good. You look hearty. Oh, let's wrap up with a real
both kinds of mold.
Well, let's use all that haleness and hardiness to really lob one. We have Lower Than the Angels, A History of Sex and Christianity. What's going on here, Steve?
It's brilliant.
Is it? Wonderful. Good.
It's brilliant.
Excellent.
Those of you patrons out there who go looking for nonfiction, of course, nonfiction is the ugly stepchild of the publishing world. Most people don't read it. Most people who want to read more of it don't know where to go for it.
Don't worry to start, yeah.
Look for it. Your critic here on Cedarburg Public Library has a YouTube channel that might help you with that. But in addition to that, you might want to look for regular names. Dermot McCullough's name is a name you should not miss. He is always brilliant. This is not my favorite of his books. It's all encompassing. It's all knowing. He is a historian working today who, when you're reading his book, legitimately gives the impression of being all knowing. I think probably because he is.
Yeah.
There is no text, no resource, no source that he has not consulted.
Nice.
So you're getting a thorough view here of sex and Christianity.
Is it dirty?
There's all sorts of gross stuff. I don't know about dirty in the sense that you're talking about and are, I might add, always talking about. Again, we reference yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's dirty in that regard, but boy, oh boy. I mean, you already knew that Christianity has had a horrible relationship with sex.
It has fraught with peril.
And this book just shows you, it tells you all the ways you knew and all the ways you didn't know.
Oh, no. Oh, my.
And the thing about this subject that Dermot McCullough is not going to address in his book, he mentions it twice, but only mentions. He doesn't address it at all. The thing he's not going to address in his book is, in fact, the main reason to read this book, which is that Christianity is not at all done on the subject. Not in the slightest are they done on the subject. Roe v. Wade was struck down.
Right.
We are only months away from a nationwide executive ban on abortion.
Yeah.
And that executive ban, the Supreme Court, the Trump court, is also looking at striking down other seminal court cases.
Oh, sure. Oh,
that
definitely.
Include the freedom for contraception, freedom for pleasuring oneself, even in the privacy of your own bedroom. That is just, that was illegal for most of American history. And it is going to be illegal again in the lifetime of every person listening to this show. And that's all Christianity. That's all Christianity. That is all Christian blocks making that happen.
They've wanted to get in your bedroom for some time.
All of those Christian blocks that want all those things, they want all of those things overturned.
Yeah.
They want that to be illegal. They want self-gratification to be illegal. All of those blocks also want the 19th Amendment overturned. And you mentioned that now. You mentioned that.
I have to take up bowling, Steve.
Mention that there's even a chance of the 19th Amendment being overturned, of women no longer having the franchise. Mention that in any kind of company at all, and you'll be laughed at.
Yeah.
By the same people who laughed in the exact same way when you said Roe v. Wade would be overturned.
The ones in your living room who laugh when you said Trump would be president, I suppose. They keep laughing. They keep laughing.
Religious right. The ones who just sent heifers to Jerusalem. You know what I mean?
The
arch religious right is insanely religious. They have not let go of this subject.
No.
So this subject, this Dermot McCullough book, will arm you to know what's going on. It will arm you to know. It will tell you the long backstory of what is your future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not maybe your future. It is your future.
Yeah. Oof.
Well, aren't we ending on just a happy note? We started?
I brought one more extra. Maybe we can. I hope it's good. How was Marguerite by the Lake? Nope. Okay. So, we want you to have a fantastic.
I can't believe you've reduced me to a position of wanting you to hold up Rom. Help us.
The dire wraiths are really
But the thing about ROM that you and our listeners need to realize is that the dire rates are actually coming. You're expecting me to say right now, aren't you?
You need your yes.
They are actually coming.
Send us $19.95. We'll send you an analyzer, the ROM analyzer, so you know.
Did the toy company that made ROM ever do that? Did they have an analyzer that you could buy as a kid? They did.
Oh, you betcha. Oh, it was so
Allow
loud.
me to tell you what our viewers have already intuited long since. Your childhood was officially wasted.
Which explains a great many things, I would think. I try to quickly find a picture of the toy. I can't. Oh, here we go. Well, no, I can't do that. Anyway, there's one out there, but very expensive over at eBay. Pick one up. So,
and you know that, don't you?
I'm watching two auctions as we speak, Steve.
All right. Well, after a show of the guest doomsaying and yelling at the viewers for 40 minutes, and after a show in which the host says that he's watching auctions of an eBay ROM toy, we're going to end this episode of Cedarburg Public Library Books of the Week the same way we started it. We're both going to log off and start looking, one for a different host and one for a different guest.
Hey. Our weeks are always the same, aren't they, Steve?
Yeah,
they never change. But I would like to remind you, of course, that
after a show like this,
you have the golden opportunity to own a piece of this show.
Yeah. Don't you want to support this? Absolutely, you do.
Patreon.com/books of the week. You too can own a brick of this wall or one of those books by Steve. And it's, of course, brought to you by the friends of the Cedarburg Public Library, who are
all of whom are dire rates. All of them. I'm trying to tell you, as they're pulling me off stage, I'm trying to tell you, Soylent Green is people.
I find it a big personal victory that Steve is now using ROM as metaphors for other things.
It's your fault. I can't believe you pick such crap-ass books that I'm actually yearning for ROM. That should be the title of this episode, Yearning for ROM.
May I add Vindicated by Michael K. Vaughan a few weeks ago, which made me so happy. You have no idea how much I squealed with glee on your Comics Wednesday shows.
Yeah, and if you sign up for our Patreon, you get to say proudly, I helped to produce this.
Only if you want a night in the county cooler. All right, everybody. Books of the week. We'll try to be back next week. And we might fail. But we're going to do our damnedest because we love you people.
Can you believe when we miss a week, there are people saying, where are you? This? They want to make sure this is regular.
A fistful of steaming bupkis. Enjoy your week, everybody. Have a good reading week. Thank you, Steve.